Garrett was just a wonderful little boy. We adopted him when he was just a week old. And like any other kid, he just did the things that parents would want. He participated in Little League and Cub Scouts and grew up in high school and did all the things you'd actually want your young son or daughter to do. Garrett was a very normal teenage boy. I mean, he had his sports activities that he participated in. He was a wrestler. He played on the football team. He was an Eagle Scout. It's difficult to think someone who is leading such a normal, regular teenage life could be having thoughts that would later lead to his death. I'm Sharon Smith, and I'm the mother of Garrett Smith. Unfortunately, we tragically lost him to suicide in 2003 when he was away at college.
The main cause of teen suicide is an untreated or undertreated serious mental illness, including depression, anxiety disorders, and substance abuse disorders. And studies have reported that more than 90% of teens who've died by suicide have had these problems. I'm Madeline Gould. I'm a professor of child psychiatry and public health at Columbia University and the New York State Psychiatric Institute in New York City.
Later on, some of the issues that I could tell you that we started to see, he started to not care for his physical appearance as much. He was having trouble sleeping. He was starting to give up on activities that he normally would have loved to have done.
Parents need to be aware of the following signs. If they see extreme changes in eating and sleeping habits, if the teen starts to withdraw from friends and family, regular activities, if they start to neglect personal hygiene and their appearance.
And then, unfortunately, some of his college classmates later told us that he was giving away his possessions.
It's very serious if a teen starts talking about how you or other people would be better off without them, that they may all of a sudden say to you that they won't be a problem to you anymore.
I think kind of lining things up in his life, knowing that he was going to take his life.
If a teen says directly that they're thinking of killing themselves, this is very serious and a parent has to pay attention to it.
Well, I've just been thinking so much back on my son's life and how could we have made a difference. And we were so careful to make sure that he was always there for his medical health checks, his annual checkups, and his eye checks and going to the dentist and the orthodontist. No one ever asked me or gave me a chance to screen his mental health.
I absolutely support Sharon Smith's mission, that studies have shown that screening programs such as the Teen Screen can get at-risk kids the help that they need.
They say 1 out of every 5 high schoolers has admitted that they've had thoughts of suicide within the last 6 months. And we have 500,000 teenagers who end up in emergency rooms in America with suicide attempts. To me, this is really important. It's the number 3 killer, suicide for youth. It's the 2nd largest killer for our college-age students. It's a problem that we need to bring out of the darkness, remove the stigma, and take care of when our kids go for their medical health checks on an annual basis.
If a parent sees that their teen's behavior is changing, then they have to talk to them. They have to ask them directly if they're thinking about killing themselves. Parents shouldn't be afraid to ask this.
It doesn't put the idea in their mind. All statistics show that talking about or asking about suicide or hurting themselves decreases the chance. But there's not a day that I'm sure that all of us, don't have a thought of Garrett. The kids, I think in some ways, have struggled in that they wish that they had spent more time with him, or they wish they had done this or not done that. But I think that they realize that Garrett would want us all to be happy. He was a happy person.
Parents should not be reluctant to seek help for themselves or their children, their other children, their surviving children, that they can get help from mental health professionals, from their clergy, from suicide support groups. And they really do very often need that support to get through such a tragedy. We've also seen how becoming an advocate for suicide prevention can help parents, and that Mrs. Smith is an example of someone who's done just that.
But I just sat down and thought, there is no way that I am ever going to be able to do another thing for Garrett. But I can help save somebody else's child.